Hi. Hi, I'm former WWE superstar Al Snow, and clearly I've been drinking some good fucking wine. Because if I weren't drinking some good fucking wine, I'd be able to do this damn promo the right way the first time. But boy, I tell you, if there's one time that I want to screw up, it's because I've been drinking some good fucking wine. And if you're smart, you'd be going and getting yourself some good fucking wine too. So do yourself a favor, get yourself nice and hammered like apparently I must be on some good fucking wine.
Beautiful. Can't beat that. Well done.
Sir?
Ah.
Manscaped?
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped, what are you thinking about
Love
Manscaped,
it.
dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to
Oh,
go
I
do
know
the deed
where-
on a woman,
I know
would
where
you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Well,
Racing stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to wander into that.
That's
thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it!
have you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
like
46,
it
of
pops
course.
out?
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's
through.
a trooper. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
hear you. Listen, I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven, does Manscaped could help you?
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick. You need engine repair? Auto Excellence. Collision Specialists. 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monty DeFaro, seen only here out of Indie Music TV on a special Saturday edition with these icons, Money Inc. I got to tell you guys, it's funny, because before my heart attack, I thought I was a big guy, right? But it's like standing next to these two guys, they're like friggin' trees. It's like now you know what real wrestlers look like. What a difference
You're
in
asking
what's
the
going on.
splendid Splinter what he thinks? I mean, look at the size of these
Holy
guys.
cow,
Oh, my
man.
Lord.
How tall are you, Ted?
Well, I tell you what, I was
Was?
6'4".
You were 6'4"?
Yeah. Well, I'm 67 years old now, and I think that's part of it. They say you start shrinking a little bit as you get older.
Is
but
that
I had
true?
both my knees replaced.
Oh.
Had double bilateral knee replaced. I had both done at the same time.
Okay.
And I think that's taken 2 inches away.
They gave you
Like I'm
smaller
6'2"
kneecaps?
now.
I mean,
Mike, how tall are you?
Like 6'2.5" or 6'3", somewhere around there.
I don't know, man. You guys are huge.
Big. Alrighty, let's go here. Ted, you have been in countless huge matches. However, and this seems to be news to you, so we might as well fill you in, none bigger than the main event 1988, February 5th of 1988, from Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, Indiana. This was a live broadcast that drew a 15.2 rating, equating to 33 million viewers. Any recollections of that infamous particular night?
Absolutely. That was basically the setup for WrestleMania 4. And it was the first time that professional wrestling had been on national network television since the 50s, is what my understanding. And of course, the main event was André the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. And I don't believe that they had no other matches since WrestleMania 3.
Right.
They hadn't been in the ring together.
Right.
And of course, that was the main event. But the story was that I had purchased Andre's assistance and that he was going to beat Hogan and sell me the title. And so, I didn't know until that night that Dave Hebner had a twin brother. I mean,
neither did I.
Serious?
They kept the whole thing a secret till we got to the building.
Wow.
That is, you didn't even know. That is unbelievable.
Not until that night.
That is unbelievable.
Wait, so hold on. So the other guy did not work as a referee. The other Hebner never worked as a referee before.
Well, he may have, but he had never.
I honestly, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Vince had him in his basement. 1, 2, 3, count faster. You're not doing it right. Okay. This is going to be great. Wait till they see this guy. That's amazing to me that you didn't even know yourself.
And then for 2 weeks, after that, I went everywhere, showed up, got in the ring with the belt. And then
you defended that title, didn't you? One time there was 3 shows you brought
Bam
the
Bam
belt
Bigelow.
with you?
Yes.
I believe it was yeah.
Dude, they can't take that off the record. That bothers me now. He was champion. He defended.
Wait a minute, I want to understand
I got a
something.
problem.
Coronavirus, Sleepy Joe in office, and we're going to worry that Ted DiBiase doesn't get the props for being the WWE.
If your priorities are not in line, you can't be spiritually sound. I want that fixed. That's all there is to it.
Terrific. So now we got to get
that. Thank you.
We got to get IRS in the Hall of Fame, and now Ted DiBiase has to get recognition for being a
that
WWF
title reign.
champion.
Absolutely. He had to make his own belt. It's an outrage.
Guys, in March we lost Jim Crockett Jr. now. We seem to be losing a lot of people.
Man.
You guys have worked the gamut. You've worked with some of the greatest promoters. Obviously Bill Watts is high on our radar too, but I'll call them the big ones. All right, you've worked for Vern, Gagne, Crockett, McMahon Jr., and we'll call McMahon Sr. number 4.
Oh man,
can you guys share your thoughts on the differences between those super promoters?
Oh man, I never worked for Jimmy. I never worked Charlotte.
Okay.
But the other guy that I would put on that list is Bill Watts, because Mid-South was huge. And I think Bill ran the Superdome before any other local promotion ran a venue that size. Of course, he didn't. He never sold it out, but we did. I can't remember the crowds, but we did good big crowds. But
Yep.
Bill is Bill's a highly intelligent guy. I mean, he's incredibly intelligent. I still get emails from him, and we correspond today. And of course, Bill's also become a Christian. I told him a long time ago. I said, I wish you'd have been a Christian when I was working for you.
He'd have paid you better and wouldn't make you drive so far.
Yeah, he'd have paid me better, and I wouldn't have had the miles. Oh my gosh, If I'd have been paid by the mile, I would be the $1 Million Man.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
So, but no, I had a world of respect for Bill, and again, Vince Jr. I mean, Vince Jr. revolutionized wrestling. I mean, when I first started seeing the show before I was part of it or anything, and some of the stuff was, some of that stuff, Cyndi Lauper and all that stuff, and I thought was kind of cartoonish. But what he was doing, he was trying to target a younger audience, kids. I mean, if you look back, if you look at it from here looking back, it was genius. It's kind of like I tell everybody. I said, yeah, I put on a crazy outfit with dollar signs on it, but when I got in the ring, I didn't wrestle any different than I ever had.
Right.
And that was my thing, was that I still tried to make my matches as believable as possible. And the match was the story. It wasn't that, the other stuff, the vignettes and all that stuff. I tried to make the wrestling the story.
Well, you, in my opinion, 3 great sellers. Yourself, Kurt Hennig, and Ric Flair. You guys could sell like no other, I thought, and enjoyable.
Well, that's just it. I mean, and that's the whole thing. I mean, the sell job is the deal. If you don't sell well, then you don't get the big pop. You don't get the big explosion when the good guy comes back.
It's odd to me, but you are really the pinnacle. They call it sports entertainment today. You, to me, are the pinnacle of the entertainment. Obviously, the character was incredibly entertaining, the $1 Million Man, but also you are, and I think this gets lost a little bit amongst us Marks. How you doing out there, Mark? It gets lost a little bit, the amazing technical wrestling you were capable of. You were a great technical wrestler. Do you think that today it's become too much entertainment and not enough sport?
I do.
Interesting.
I do. I mean, maybe I'm just old school, and I know that. I know there's a lot of things that change, and I know there's a lot of things that I haven't, I haven't been around the company for a while. That there are causes for change that I'm aware of. I'm certain of that. But even from fans that I talk to, like the guys like Mike and I who wrestled in the 80s and the early 90s. I hear it all the time. You guys are the last great era of wrestling. And because it was still about the wrestling. It wasn't about, the blow up in the locker room or the story backstage or whatever. It wasn't all the talk. It wasn't the soap opera drama. It was the match. Ultimately, it was the match. I mean, our interviews back then, we didn't have 15 and 20-minute interviews. We had 3-minute, 4-minute interviews for the towns, and we might have 2 or 3 of those, building up to it.
To be fair, though, you had better storylines back then. Every match had a really good storyline to it that got the fan involved, and obviously the match was the finisher, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what's missing right now. I mean, Mike, you got children presently working in there right now, and I believe you worked as an agent. Are you still working as an agent for them?
No, I did it for almost 13 and a half years. I just finished up this year.
So how's your feelings with that, like the comparison?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed a lot, and it's hard to go on TV and tell a story wrestling if you have a 5-minute segment or a 6-minute segment and an entrance or 2 entrances. It's like a fast forward. Boom, 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 we're done. And I think time, because a lot of the talents there, I did a lot of live events, and they have 15 minutes or 18 minutes to tell like that. And I think they do so much better in that atmosphere because they're not under the gun, and they have to fit so much into TV because there are a lot of interviews and backstage and vignette type situations. Then the matches aren't the concentration. More time should be given to that so you can tell a story wrestling in a match, and it doesn't have to be a 3-minute short story, I think.
So as an agent, when you would say that, what they just said, no, that's not the way it works.
It's not the way it works. You're basically told what they want, and you work with the talent, and then you work within your allotted time, because there's a lot of different aspects that go into the sponsorships. They have to do this, they got to have this, we have to advertise for our pay-per-views, blah, 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 whatever. And, some matches will have 2 or 3 segments, but there's going to be a bigger match, obviously. But to me, that's just hard to, unless you're doing a squash match, it's hard to have any kind of competitive match in a short period of time like that. And basically, that's what we used to do years ago, was have a squash match. You were the guy, and I'm gonna get 98% of this match. You just hang on, kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's how you got yourself over.
We say that all the time, though, but back in the day when we grew up on wrestling, right, like Morocco and Backlund would have an hour Broadway at the Garden, but, there was a lot of slowdowns, right, arm bars. Do you think today's audience just can't stand for that?
Well, yeah, because they're programmed from television not to see that. You know what I mean? Then it's boring to them.
Well, I say yes and no. I know that I know when I was working, again, for Bill Watts in Mid-South, he noticed that a lot of us were, he says, I'm seeing a lot of high spots. High spot, high spot, high spot. He said, so he took me and Terry Gordy, and he says, you guys are the main event all week. He said, I want you to go 55 minutes and then give them the finish. He says, number one, a lot of the what we call the smart marks are going to say, okay, they're going Broadway, and you're really going to screw them more or less when they go, oh wow, they went that long, and yeah. So, but he said the idea is you can't have a 55-minute match and be bouncing around the ring all the time. You have got to settle down and tell a story. And that's what Bill was getting at. And so I agree with Mike. I said,